Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and today we will be doing the entire battle of the Pelennor Fields. So this will be a super-sized episode, something that I've been looking forward to since the very start of the channel basically. So it's also very fitting as well that today's episode marks the 2nd anniversary of the channel. A very special moment for sure, and I'm very glad to be celebrating this with this, in my opinion, the climax of the entire story of the War of the Ring. So without further ado, let us get into it. We are ready to start. Ready your steed, my friend. The time has come for riding with haste. Let us ride to the encircling wall together, Beriathan.
"6,000 spears have come to Gondor at her darkest hour. It will become the hour of Théoden and of Rohan."
The men have passed ahead, through the gap in the wall. Let us join the line and prepare for the glorious battle to come.
We must join the line.
Théoden King's await. Yeah. A good laugh? No. Join the line, face forward. Where am I supposed to join the line? Here.
Guthlaf!
Yes, my lord!
I have need of your horn, loyal Guthlaf. Arise! Arise, riders of Théoden! Fell deeds awake, fire and slaughter. Spear shall be shaken. Shield shall be splintered. A sword day, a red day, ere the sun rises. Ride now, ride now, ride to Gondor.
Oh yeah! Take a look at this! Oh! Riding with all the Rohirrim. The battle is joined. Oh! Yeah, it feels like the entire series was building up to this moment. For many different reasons. One of them, of course, being my favorite moment of the entire story. But the fact that we are a member of the Citadel Guard coming back to Minas Tirith to save her, that's also very important.
This is a day for honor and glory.
This day will live long in the hearts of my people. This is a day for deeds of honor and glory, Beriathan. So, this Rope of Ruin is really nice. If you use a black dye in it, you kinda get a white tree cosmetic. It's one of the easiest way of getting one, truly, if you cannot get another one. And well, since I already have better armor, I think I'm gonna go with the robe. Why not?
We do not fight alone.
We do not fight alone. I saw riders from within the city pass through the breach in the gate and come onto the field, and behind them march footmen of Gondor. These riders bear the mark of the swan. The press of battle has brought them close to our position. Find their leader and tell him that Rohan has come to spill the blood of his foes. So, we are in the Field of Onslaught. There are so many things we can do right now. Take a look here, for example, at the map. This map will change as we advance through the day, through the battle. So here is the initial formation. The Rohirrim through the north. The Gondorian in Minas Tirith surrounded. And even reinforcements ready at Minas and Osgiliath. Here we have Imrahil. We are well met on the field, Beriathan. To arrive with Théoden and his riders thus, at this very moment, is beyond all of our hopes. Let our enemies fly before us. Slay any that emerge from the fighting ranks, my valiant friend, for Gondor and Rohan. And here we have Bregdal. Awesome.
Well, what is it then?
Beriathan, we meet again upon the battlefield. Through my recent missions as an errant rider, I have been put into some perilous situations. Today, however, is indeed the most perilous. The men of Rohan have fought valiantly thus far. Still, I have seen much blood ahead. The Haradrim are formidable foes and are led by their king, the Black Serpent. If we were to defeat the King of Harad in combat, the Haradrim may yet back away from this battle. Are you willing to muster some fellow warriors and take on the King of Harad? Yeah, we'll do that in just a moment. Oh! We can get some rewards in here, but as you can see, for the time being, we need to focus on fighting the orcs and quite possibly finding Bernath as well. The orc falls, but you know that there will be more. Of course, there's always more. Right on time. Here we have Bernath, Ulf, and Hutha. It is worse than I feared. The enemy's forces have overrun the field. Orcs, evil men, trolls. They number in the thousands, to be certain. Yet, despair not, my friend. The odds may be against us, but not so long ago at all, we faced down our foes side by side in Rohan. We shall stand together once more and find victory. Our foes cover the fields, and already Théoden King has rushed into the heart of battle. We must reach him and lend him our aid. To reach him shall be a difficult task, for the fields are rife with foes, but we cannot falter, not now. Ride forth with us and slay the foes of Rohan and Gondor. We must not allow the forces of the enemy to harry our advance. Ride, and meet us at the king's side. Oh, what do we have in here? Ah, the Orwina! Sakalbar? Sakalbar? We're gonna take a lot of pictures here in this battle, of course. I mean, in this battle, we'll see the payoff of many things that have been building up since Rohan, basically, and even earlier. All the soldiers that we've met through our journeys in Rohan, in Gondor, the rangers as well when they come here. Everything falls into place today.
Those I fight alongside buoy my spirits, and I theirs.
Well done, my friend. Those I fought alongside buoy my spirits, and I theirs. There is a little time for easy conversation, but men brought together during the fighting may share a word or two with the fellow at their shoulder. I have learned some of the reasons for fighting, and they have learned mine. I fight for Winsig, the love of my life and Thane of Wolstow. With every stroke of my sword, I further secure her safety and that of her people. The orcs fight with malice in their eyes and with blood on their teeth, but the fighting men of Gondor and Rohan will repel them. For Imrahil, for Théoden! What do we have here? Faster than Gimel Core? Okay. The battle goes well for us, for our cause is just and our leader is strong. The Morgul host is near to our route. Gimel Core nods in Fastra's direction. I have spoken only a few words to this man Fastred, but he strikes me as a man whose blood runs hot. If he finds this villain he seeks, this Krumgam, I would not wager on the side of restraint. So it should be for all our foes, and so it will.
Where is Krumgam? He must be here. I have vengeance to deal upon him.
Where is Krumgam? He must be here, for I have vengeance to deal upon him. Jorwina fights to protect Thane Winsec of Wolstow. Were he able to ask her, she would say that Krumgam must be slain, for she was present when that villain came to Snowbourne and threatened my family. While he lives, no one in Rohan is safe from his malice. Find Krumgam. Find him and end him, Beriathan. That is the only thing that matters to me. And of course, as we look for Krumgam, we will be fighting more of these orcs, because finding Krumgam will also be the key for finding Leovdak's murderer. And there are a lot of pending matters that will be settled here in the Pelennor. Yeah, I thought fighting 30 of these guys would be really difficult, but these guys respawn really quickly. I think we can just farm this location. Look. Oh no. Invisible wall. Yeah, we can basically do that. Yeah, we were able to do a lot in here. And they keep coming back. All your way to the center of the Pelennor Fields. I think we do need to do that before we go look for Krumgam. I'm not sure what are we supposed to do first, but let us try and do that. Oh, you saw the troll throwing everyone around? Or is this quest, will this quest advance when we progress through the epic? Might as well be the case. Yeah. Okay, my bad. So well, let us look for Krumgam then. You will also see I already have all the gear that I've been working towards for the last few weeks. I was only missing the leggings. Sadly, I was not able to get the token for it. But it's still good enough. I mean, this... You see no sign of Krumgam, but the dismounted Rohirrim need your help. I mean, this gear, which is the best you can get at this point in the game, basically. Your words prove fruitful and he runs in search of another steed? Okay. So this, which is basically the best gear that you can get at the moment, plus maxed out allies. We are basically overkill right now. We were already. And now we're even more overkill than we were before. which will prove useful as we advance on the battle. Because there were a couple things I wasn't sure I would be able to do on my own. But now, now that I have the allies, now that I have this gear, the portents, these max level 115 portents, I got for this reason as well. I don't think we're gonna need them, but they might prove useful. Because now, as part of the Wrath and Ruin questline, you will need to complete all the instances of the Pelennor. And I remember back in the day when this content was initially released, it was really hard to do that on level. I was not able to. I mean, I tried to do the instances at level 75, and I was not able to complete any single one of them solo back in those days. But I think I will be doing okay this time. Really looking forward to that too. Théoden and good luck.
This is the hour of our victory, and none can stand against them.
You have done well. Some of the riderless horses have found masters once again. This is the hour of our victory and none can stand against us. And as you can see here, this is the time to challenge the blood of the Black Serpent. Which is what we are gonna do right now.
Keep close to my man up there.
So before we continue advancing the epic, we're gonna do Blood of the Black Serpent. Okay, I think that should be enough. So, there we go. Blood of the Black Serpent, we're gonna do at level 75. There's really no need to do anything higher than this. Shall we try it here too? Let us go like this.
As the battle of the Pelennor Fields intensifies, the forces of Rohirrim and Gondor unite to defeat the men of Harlond and their rival king, the Black Serpent.
We got a lot of deeds in here for this instance. We of course cannot complete them all, not even if we were to run at tier 2, as the challenge will only appear if you're running this on level cap, and that's not the case. So I remember when the Battle of Pelennor Fields was initially released, I died in this first poll. And when I was able to defeat this first poll and die on that one, and when I was able to defeat that one, I was not able to go past the variacs that are down below. It was brutal. I didn't have the best gear available, maybe, nor the best allies either, but it was brutal. You also need to keep in mind the class balance changes that have occurred over the years. So even if we were to have a subpar gear or just average gear, it would still be easier than it was back in the day. But the plan of doing this tier 1 is to be able to complete this as fast as possible. We have a lot on our plate today, and doing this on tier 2 would only just increase the time we take to complete it. Now, I would love to be able to get some of the armor that drops on these instances, but I am not sure if this has any chance to drop at the low levels if you need to run it, because I ran this at level 75, at level 105, at level 115. Not once have I gotten any single piece of armor, so I'm starting to think you need to be on level cap for that to drop as well. and it would be a shame if that's the case. Stand down, all of you. This one is mine. Stay. You have bested my men, but luck can only carry you so far. It's not luck. None have sold their swords as profitably as I, Warden, and you shall fetch the finest prize of all. The one called Gothmog tasked us with your capture, and I mean to see it done. So then, Beriathan, prove your worth. So it is to be a proper fight. Yeah, he starts calling the ads, but right now, screw you, but yeah, this is what you deserve. I don't know who is the one that was stunning us and throwing us back. Maybe it was the dog. So what you need to keep in mind is you will start fighting the Jarl alone. At some point, he will start calling ads at certain morale thresholds. And after a certain moral threshold as well, the dog will join the fight, and he applies some nasty debuffs. Go now, we will guard your advance. Luckily, those debuffs right now are nothing for us. As you pass beyond the Ramasehor, you see a field of Haradrim riders before you, and you have two options for this. You can try and defeat them here on the open. You can even try and do mounted combat if you so desire. You can just scan the wall for signs of weakness and spot a small path sealed by smoldering debris. So an option is fighting here them on the open. And for the players that wanted to try, this was a mounted combat instance. I think this space is too secluded for mounted combat. You need to do a lot of riding to fight in mounted combat successfully, efficiently. And if you try to do this in here, you will end up pulling all the mobs. And that, of course, makes things harder. But you can just grab aggro. If you're doing this solo, if you have a group, someone grabs aggro and brings the riders through here. And after you cross this line, after the riders cross this line, they will be automatically dismounted. So you just gotta make sure that all the Haradrim riders cross that line. Some of them might go into anti-exploit mode, so you gotta keep an eye out for that. But that makes the fight a little bit more manageable. You hear a great crash as the path through the Ramasehor opens anew. Yeah, I should have gone with assailment a long time ago for these guys. Now what do we have in here? This Haradrim spotter. If you give it the chance, he will run away and alert these guys on the side to your presence, and they will come and fight you. But if you're able to defeat the spotter before he can sound the alarm, you can skip some of these fights. So you need to really have a high DPS or have some form of crowd control for it. And in our case, it's DPS. We're doing this through DPS. There are not that many spotters in any case, so you don't need to worry too much about it. Do not let them pass, they are too deep in our ranks already. I shall warn the king and his sons. And here they are. The Black Serpent and his sons.
You are a brazen lot to cut such a swath of death through our men, and all to stand before me. The Wraith has offered me his hands. I have no love for them. Even if all who inhabit them were slain, the sight of these fields would still repulse me. These men of Gondor, Rohan, are soft, untrained, and soon they shall all be dead. Our poisons coat every blade, every single arrow. Each man's death has only to find him now.
You threaten our father and the sovereignty of Harlond. And for that, you are condemned.
So you will fight these two brothers at the same time. After a while, they will mount.
Down upon me. Down.
And for tier 2 challenge, if I'm not mistaken, you need to defeat these two brothers within 10 seconds of each other, something like that. I haven't been able to complete the challenge mode in this.
My sons!
Ride, Snowman. Ride into the Serpent's maw.
Your death shall be swift, curs! Archers, take aim! Death to Gondor! Death to Rohan!
Here we go. Théoden defeating the Black Serpent. We have completed the tier 1 deed. 20 medallions. Not too bad.
Flee! Flee, cowards! Your lord is hewn and your banner thrown down!
I saw your stance upon the battlefield and I knew that it must be Beriathan. Defeating the Black Serpent is the least I could do for all you have done for me and my peoples. I thank you for defeating the King of Harad's son. It is good to fight by your side, man. Alright, we'll leave the instance now. So first of all, let us talk with Bregdal.
We must do what we can.
The Black Serpent fell by Théoden King's sword? Victory is close at hand. There are many of the enemy encircle our hold on this ground. We must defeat some of them if we are to press on. Let us push through their numbers and break their rank. And what we have here for the epic.
Keep close to my banner bearer.
Good laugh. Rise thy Viner skyward and show the forces arrayed against us that Rohan will not falter. Keep close to my banner bearer, Beriathan. There will be glory enough for all if we stand with courageous hearts against the darkness. Forth, Eorlingas!
Let our foes be in terror from the might of Théoden and of Rohan!
Okay, I'm not sure if that will send us to an instance, so let us take care of some of these orcs for Wrath and Ruin before we move on with this. It's done, Bregdal. Word from the Rohirrim captains is that we are pushing south. I am sure we will get separated, but perhaps we will fight together again upon this battlefield. Keep your wits about you, my friend. Yeah, Bregdal, until we meet again. Okay, let us do the epic now then.
Let our foes flee in terror from the might of Théoden and of Rohan.
You have the right of it, Beriathan. Let our foes flee in terror from the might of Théoden and of Rohan. It is with the pride of my father and his father's father that I carry the banner of my lord into battle. Are you ready for another charge into the ranks? Yeah, of course.
For Rohan and for Théoden.
For Rohan and for Théoden, indeed.
The Rohirrim have taken the field, and the armies of Mordor cannot stand against us.
For glory and honor, let us ride to Théoden King and make safe the fields before the city. To the king!
Eorlingus, to me! Fear no darkness!
Begone, carrion lord. Leave the dead in peace.
Come not, between the Nazgul and his prey. You will know worse things than death in the chamber of the eye.
It is nothing to me. Still, I will hinder you.
Say you so. No living man may hinder me.
And no living man am I. You look upon a woman. Eowyn I am, daughter of Eorl. You stand between me and my lord and king. Begone, if you be not deathless. I will smash you if you touch him.
How awesome was that? Alright. Lord Théoden during his last moments.
Farewell, Master Beriathan. I go now to my father's. Even in their mighty company, I will not now be ashamed. Forgive me for breaking your command, my lord. It is forgiven when you set in peace with your mind. Think of me, but where is Eorl? He must be king after me, and I would send word to Eorl. She did not want me to. My lord, she is.
Théoden nods at you weakly, desiring to speak. What do we have here? Eomer, Glewina, and a bunch of unnamed warriors. So sorry, my lord Théoden. I have come to the end of my road, Beriathan. But Rohan will go on. Théoden nods weakly. Pick up the banner where it fell and gave it to Éomer. He must lead now. Okay, here it is. Éomer silently takes the banner from you and lifts it to the sky.
Hail, King of Rock, ride now to victory. Bid Éowyn farewell.
Mourn.
Mighty was the fall, and so true was his ending. We will weep when his mound is raised. Leowina will make a song of the dead. They will never be forgotten. Théoden King.
Leowina, oh god.
How can this be? Éowyn? Éowyn, how came you to be here? What devilry is this? Death, death, death take us all. Death, ride to ruin. Death! 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 Death!
Death!
This is a terrible day for Rohan.
This is a terrible day for Rohan, Beriathan. The deeds of Théoden were mighty, even on his last day of life, but the kingdom will feel this loss keenly. And to lose the Lady Éowyn in such a fashion, my mind reels at the horror of it, and does not wish to think of the road that brought her to this place. Did none know she joined the ranks? Did no one speak against it? It is too much to bear. My heart follows her brother in his reckless charge into the ranks of the enemy. May he rise from this death madness before he does himself some harm. He must be king now. Rohan cannot lose him too.
Men of Rohan need someone to lead them.
Théoden is slain, and Éomer has charged past the lines and is lost to us. The men of Rohan need someone to lead them, or they will be seized by the same despair that has sapped my own courage, paltry as it is. Where is Elfhelm? Find him and he may help bolster the courage of the Rohirrim at this critical juncture.
Well, what is it then?
Beriathan, I wish we could meet again under more ideal conditions. The tone is grim here and our forces dwindle. You must have heard of Théoden King's passing. If misery has a face, it is surely this battle. Still we press on. I have just gotten word that there is fighting within the city walls, and I have seen a fell beast circle over the city. Beriathan, you know the city much better than most. Yes, that I do, thank you for acknowledging that. Take to Minas Tirith with what warriors you can muster. We must protect Denethor. If the line of Stuarts breaks, all hope is lost for Gondor. I wish to stay here and fight by the side of the men of Rohan. Quickly now! Now we'll need to do the silent street at some point, but first let us see what Elfhelm needs.
Leowina speaks the truth in this.
Leowina is a bard and no warrior, but he speaks the truth in this. The death of Théoden will affect the Rohirrim greatly. Will they despair and cast down their weapons as the bard believes? Or will they respond with anger and vengeance as Éomer has done? My son Elfmar has followed Éomer's course and fights with renewed vigor. The enemy is massing to the northeast and to the south of King's End, Beriathan. Scout those camps and slay any enemies you find. The death of that terrible spectre, or I deem it was a death, may have cast our foes into disarray and confusion. I hope it is so. Alright, so here we are at the second stage of the battle, which is the battle King's End. Yeah, they took Théoden's body. Nothing else is in here other than the corpse of the felled beast, the robes of the fallen Nazgul smoking. Oh, what a cool detail. What's the state of the battle right now? The Rohirrim are pressing on to reunite with the men of Minas Tirith and the Swan Knights, but we are surrounded by the enemy. Host of Mordor, Host of Morgul, Rune, the Waste, Kant, Near Harad, and Far Harad. And here the Helmsfolk, led by Eomer, have stormed into the field with their call to death. So that's the state of things right now. We need to scout the battlefield to the northeast and to the south, and hopefully at some point in this battlefield we will also find the Riders 3. Which camp is this? Ah, the Riders! There they are! You have found the Riders, who now look marchwards for the wearer. Do they? Oh yeah! See some scars in there.
Thank you for your help.
Many have we felt already, but many still remain. The Thanes and Riz of Rohan battle nearby, slaying all that rushed to the aid of that vile wraith. The loss of our king weighs heavily on us all, but still we are spurred on. I know not if this day shall bring us victory, but I am certain our traitors shall soon move to reunite with an agent of the enemy. When he does, Beriathan, I shall be swift. For even if my ending should come this day, I shall not allow that worm to escape my axes. Leofdak shall be avenged. I swear it.
What brings you to these lands?
My heart is heavy with the loss of Théoden King. I wish I could have done more aid to him, but I saw how his men were cast aside like grass on the plains. The vile power of those wraiths is unlike anything I have ever seen, and yet they too can be felt. I shall not despair, not while the men of Rohan and Gondor still fight as one. Here, take Leofdak's spear. He named it Reckoned, and it seems fitting that it be laid at the site where our king met his end. Yeah, if I knew what that name meant, I might see how is this name fitting. Right now I don't see it. So you'll have to excuse me, guys, but I'm not well versed in your language. Now, what is the camp to the northeast that we need to explore? Is this one? Could be this one, right? Wanna fight? Yeah. I'm gonna give you a fight. The battle rages as deadlier forces from Mordor take the field. Okay, so that was one. That is the camp to the northeast. And we gotta look for the one in the south. You wanna die? I can also grant you that wish. Okay, here we will plant Leofdak's spear. You have planted the spear and honored Leofdak's memory. Talk to Bernath at King's End. Yeah, he was right here.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
To see Leofdak's spear planted near the site of our king's fall brings me joy. May they ride together into legend. Yet, for the rest of us, it is a sorry day, Beriathan, and the battle is not yet done. Let us press the attack now, and mourn for those who have fallen with our foes when our foes are driven from the fields.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
Beriathan, Brave Fastred also seeks this Krungam. He would have us come together to seek out this sorcerer and Leofdak's murderer. He spoke of the sorcerer's arrival in the Sudcrops not long ago, and of his vile designs to unmake the Eastern Net before the war came to the Hornburg. Fastred harbors a wild ire, but we must proceed carefully if he speaks true of Krungam's power. For my part, I shall balk not at a chance to avenge my fallen friend, but the enemy's power must not be underestimated. Fastred wishes to speak with you before we depart. Tarry not, for this opportunity shall not long last. Oh, here we have Fastred. Beriathan, what a time for our paths to cross once again. I can think of no better warden to join me and the riders in this task. Remember you that foul man, Krungam? He sought to break apart my family and defile the lands of the Sudcrops, but we drove him from the very heart of Snowborn. But nay, he did not die. Such are evil things that they slink away until the day favors them. Oh, but he is mistaken, my friend, for I shall lay my vengeance upon him. He has found himself emboldened amid this onslaught of the enemy, and came forth when the wraith felled Théoden King. He has since traveled south, but I have kept his trail. One of our kinsmen also slipped away with his forces and remained unharmed. If that is not the man you and your fellows seek, I know not who else it might be. Come with us, my friend. Let us end this treacherous man. Come, Beriathan. There is vengeance to be had. Your journey to avenge Leofdak has led you to the Pelennor Fields, while Fastred, Reeve of the Sudcrops, seeks the foe that once sought to deliver ruin upon his lands and family. With your paths now aligned, you must strike at one against the treachery of the enemy. Krungam is nowhere to be found, my friend, but fear not. It is difficult to move unnoticed through such a battle, and he cannot have gone far. Fastred spoke of the sorcerer's mastery of flame. We must proceed carefully, or he shall too soon sense our approach and send whichever magics he commands against us. Let us go now, before these fiends slip away. We must be close, Beriathan. I have decided Fastred should lead our company through the field. Come, let us make haste. You remember the last time the riders fought alongside Fastred in the Sudcrops? Southrons from the left, to arms! They do say history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. And this is certainly an example of this. That cannot be all of them. Face me, cowards! Your head is mine, Orc. More than the head, I would wager. Let us press on. Lead the way, Fastred. Hold! The flames? There is something strange about these flames. Krungam sorcery! The fiend is here! Yeah, you might remember the last time his fire sorcery gave us some trouble. But not anymore. I also have a score to settle with Krungam. Is that? Yeah. Devil is this? How can a man wield such power?
Time is at an end. The ills you dealt against me and my people shall be repaid, worm of Mordor.
It is not thou who has sought me, young firebreath. Now where's my son? I wonder, will he be as reckless as his father?
Your threats do not move me. I shall have my vengeance.
Come then, Fastred. Strike! Wield thou a blade and sorcery.
Yeah, I will bleed a blade against sorcery. And you will see.
Fastred of Rohirrim.
What is this pain that seizes my heart?
My fate was written, and so it is done.
Elflad, Fulgred, forgive me.
Kill them.
Was that poison? Fastred! No! Traitor! You shamed the man of the king. Yeah, explain yourself. Justice shall be done upon you. I need not explain myself. Yes, you do. Or I'm gonna get an explanation out of you. I should have slain you all at the Hunterberg. Yeah, you could have tried. The traitor is slain, but Krungam has escaped with his vile sorcery. In his wake, he has left the Rift slain and Wolf wounded. We must retreat to safer ground and heal what we may. The body of the Rift must be borne to the gates of the city. I shall not leave him here among the dead. Come. Now victory comes easy this day, my friend. No, they not. Okay. It's a shame that Krungam escaped again. Didn't expect that to happen. Bodies litter the field. Orcs, Haradrim, Rohirrim, and Gondorians. Ah, here we have Elfhelm. My son has fallen. A fierce Amalekai smashed through the ranks, and he crushed Elmar where he stood in defiance. With every swing of its blood-drenched weapon, the terrible creature cried its name aloud. Thrugrath, he bellowed over and over. I can still hear its name echoing in my head without end. Thrugrath, slayer of my beloved son. Elfmar, I will avenge you. I will make them pay for the hurt they have caused and send them fleeing into the darkness of death with their curses echoing in their ears. In the name of Théoden King and Elfmar, my son, I will not rest until every last orc is slain and until Thrugrath chokes upon his own name and cries it no more. A great cry goes up from the direction of King's End. Horn! Oh. You see Horn standing where Théoden fell. He may know what transpired. And Rifingert as well.
I've lost many friends today.
Oh, Beriathan, I am glad to see you. I have lost many friends today already, and the sun is not yet high in the sky. There will be more dead. You hear the soaring Horn's voice, and something else. Tired resignation, dangerous acceptance. You ask him what the sudden commotion was a moment ago. It was a frightening thing, man. Men were bringing the bodies of Théoden and Eowyn to the city, where they will lie in peace. We watched from afar during a brief respite, and saw that the group carrying the bodies of our dead were nearly to the city gates. But before they could enter, An Nazgul flew down from above and sought to seize the body of Théoden. We cried in dismay to see it, for we were much too far away to prevent it. That was the sound you must have heard. Even as we despaired, there was a great flash and the Nazgul was thwarted. Gandalf turned it aside, and the bodies of our dead were safely brought within the city. But it was a close thing. How much grief can those raids inflict that might top what they have already? I would have said no more, but it seems there is no end to their ravening hate. How can we hope to survive this day? I do not know if I have the will to continue fighting Beriathan, Théoden King, Lady Eowyn, so many others.
Listen not to Horn's despairing words. They are only on the surface.
I do not think highly of wizards, but Gandalf did right by Théoden King to protect his body from that raid's foul intentions. Our dead have been brought within the city, and we will mourn them when the fighting is done. Listen not to Horn's despairing words, for they are only on the surface. He has the same solid core as I have, though I might not have said so a week ago. He will be fine. He has already slain more orcs than I have fingers on one hand, and more will join them in the ground by the end of the battle. I doubt it not.
The armies of Mordor must have another commander.
The enemy forces were being led by the wraith that killed Théoden and Lady Eowyn. If the armies of Mordor were going to flee in the wake of its dead, they would have done so already. I think they must have another commander, Beriathan, and he has seized control of the enemy forces. Several Gondorian soldiers are resting from combat to the north of here. Go to them and see if they have learned anything of the enemy's organization. Harlond, Harlond, good to see you alive. The fighting has been fierce, Beriathan, and my blood is raised. Harlond here has even broken a sweat, and I dare say some of his privy hairs might shortly be mussed. I will need my own bottle of Baron's blood, the wine of our youth, to quench this thirst when the fighting is done. A quick moment of respite to catch our breath, and then we will go once more into the fray. I have not seen any sign of a new commander among the enemy forces, but I doubt not there must be one. The armies of Mordor still press the attack. If they were leaderless, they would surely run.
We must sweep the enemy from the field.
Okay, so after we talk with Ingbert, we will advance to the next stage of the epic. But before we do so, let us actually advance a little bit with Wrath and Ruin. So we're gonna do the Silent Street 2. Let us launch the encounter.
In his haste to save Faramir, Beregond has thrown open the Fen Hullen and makes for the House of the Stewards. In his wake, the enemies of Gondor descend on Rath Dinen, the Silent Street, all hoping to bring the rule of the Stewards to an end.
Okay, so here you have the fallen guard of Fen Hullen, the one that Beregond killed. Here we also have the deeds for the Silent Street. As you can see, this occurs kind of simultaneously with everything we have been doing. And a little bit far-fetched maybe to think that one could be able to climb to the 6th circle of the city. Members of the Wither Tree block your advance. The steward lies within, and my fellows and I have come to have a word with him. This is no business of yours. Yes, it is. Take a look at who I am. If you were wise, you would turn about and leave, but I can see that is not your way. Kill them. So, as I was saying before we were rudely interrupted, might be a little far-fetched to think that someone would be able to come from King's End all the way to the 6th circle in time for this, but it's a compromise, one of the many compromises the game does to be able to tell a good story, because what happens here is something really important not to witness, not to be a part of. So after what I heard from the epic, I think it's safe to assume if this were to indeed happen with our character, that should have happened before we talked to Horn, as Horn also mentioned Gandalf coming down and driving away one of the Nazgul that was trying to get Théoden's body. So this has to happen before this. Let them pass. Who are you? Lintanar. Lintanar? What do you know of this devilry, Warden? This smoke is a stone and none of us can pass. Is this the handiwork of Mithrandir or a trick of the Stuarts' design? If you tell us how to pass through the smoke, I will allow you to leave unharmed. You're not getting anything from me, you traitor. I expected as much. There are always other ways to force you to speak. Yeah, he wears the same shield as I. It's a cool detail that lets me know that this was an appropriate choice for the outfit. Father, forgive me. Yeah, Gondor forgive you. You traitor. Oh, I wasn't expecting them to be almost able to kill us. As the last member of the Wither Tree falls, you feel a wave of dread pass over you.
Lost this battle.
You sure?
I have known it since I first looked upon you. Outside the gates of Dol Guldur. Eorl returns garbed in the mantle of the Dread Terror. His rule shall be endless, and sworn forever to my master's whim.
We'll see about that.
None shall defy the returned king, long as his crown laid amongst the dead, but no longer. None can defy his claim, not even the dead.
As the gloom of Nirn departs, spirits of fallen Gondorians appear along the silent street. There's supposed to be a chest in here somewhere? Ah, yeah, there. Lintanar. Okay. So, what else did he say? Forget the tombs, forget the Stuart killed them? Well, yeah, basically that. At certain moral thresholds, Lintanar will call, we thankfully had the DPS necessary to take care of them all. But you saw in there that they almost killed us. I had to get my Never Surrender app and everything. Lintanar, one of the guys that we talked to during one of our quests in Minas Tirith. Yeah, that name does ring a bell. You traitor, you deserved it. Builds up. Not on my watch. Okay, so the silent street will fill with fallen Gondorians, as you have seen. And in order to unlock your progress, you need to find 2 bosses in here, which, if I'm not mistaken, are randomly selected. There's like a pool of 4 or 6 bosses the game chooses from, but at any given time you only get 2 of them. Is there a deed for that? Doesn't. Ah, yeah. See, it's four bosses. King Atanatar II, Stuart Boromir, King Taranon Falastur, and King Telemnar. So let's see which ones do we got today. Now, if the game would answer, would be so much more easier. Alright, I had some connection issues, but we're back. We're back where we left. You gotta be careful about the spirits, though. They will do just that. And after this effect runs out, you will get feared. Which at this point is more of an inconvenience than anything else, truly. But even then, you gotta be careful about these spirits, especially if you're pulling a lot of enemies. That can prove problematic. But other than that, we should be okay. Should be okay now. We just gotta find who are the bosses today. I'm not sure if the bosses are chosen randomly every day. For example, here we have Atanatar II. Or if they are randomly chosen every time you enter the instance. I wouldn't know. But bottom line, what we need to do is just make sure that we defeat both bosses to be able to unlock our progress through the rest of the instance. At this point, I'm not sure defeating all these spirits is making any difference, but it doesn't take that much time either, so I figure we can do that. Don't you love it how they fall like flies? So, who's gonna be the next one? So this is the entrance to the last boss, but we still need to find one more Rising King. I think it's gonna be somewhere around here. Wake up, please. Okay, should be somewhere around here. I will say this front speed debuff they apply. It's a pain, especially because you cannot dispel it. I'm not sure now. Where should I be looking for? Kinda lost. Here we go. Bottom here. Morgul Taint surrounds you. Be gone. Oh my god, is he? With the reason again put to rest, the path to the house of the kings lies open. What was that? Good thing is that we were just a respawn right where we needed to go. Oh, these spirits are also kind of tricky from what I remember. Truth be told, oh my god, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting overconfident. And even though we're doing okay, this is not an instance to get overconfident on. Might be better if we were to fight these guys one by one. At least we were able to defeat both lights for getting the fear, so there's that. Okay, not overconfidence in here. We cannot do overconfidence right now. There we go. Well, I'm already here.
Gothmog ordered you to be spared and brought before him. But he bears no authority over me. I heed only my master's call, and my hatred for you and your ilk pales in comparison to his own. Let this be finished at long last, and let your fate be cast asunder.
Okay, so the Nazgul will summon the spirits. Be careful with the AoE. I don't remember the full details of this, but you Oh my god, you can do it, you can do it. I know you can do it.
Darkness surrounds you. Death pursues you.
No, 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 no. Oh, no. Really close. Yeah, I suppose this one was gonna be a little bit harder than the others. But I hope this will not take us long. So he will start dropping these puddles that do a lot of damage. 20 moral damage every 2 seconds, so doesn't matter how overleveled you are, still can take you down really easily. You gotta keep an eye on that. You gotta move out of those puddles as soon as they appear. At certain moral thresholds, he will call some of the spirits. You also gotta defeat those spirits, but he also will summon 2 other stewards or fallen kings. Well, he will actually summon 3 of them.
In comparison to his own.
If you're fast enough,
This be finished.
you might be able to.
Let your fate be cast asunder.
You might be able to overpower him.
Death come.
Before the odds even have the chance of coming to you.
To the master's will.
But that's still a long shot.
Be made
You see? Here they come. Oh my god.
find his shape renewed.
Oh my god. I'm not seeing... Not seeing these freaking puddles being dropped. That's what's taking me down, nothing else. Force 20% moral damage every 2 seconds will take anyone down. Yeah. Come out of your fell steed.
Gothmog ordered you to be spared and brought before him. But he bears no authority over me.
Okay. We're getting really close. We just gotta be more careful about
Only my master's
those morale leashes.
hatred for you
And that's basically it.
pales in comparison to his own.
Come over.
Let this be finished at long last, and let your fate be cast asunder.
Whoa.
Of me. Death comes. In death, or bend to the master's will. Let the failure of the Father be made complete. Let the first in a line of vermin find his shape renewed.
Okay. We got him. We got him.
Death consumes you.
What is this? What has happened here? Beriathan, how did you come to this place? No, there is not the time. Come, We must rescue Faramir and put an end to this needless bloodshed. I hope we are not too late to save Faramir, but what has become of Bregdal? Did my words slay me this traitor? Did I shame you and do it myself? Stop this! All of you! Stop this madness! Why have you come here, my lord? The House of Stewards is no place for one that yet lives. Why does brother fight brother here among the tombs while the war floods the fields beyond the gate? When has the Lord of Gondor answered to you, Mithrandir? Do I not command my own men? You do, but there are those that might dispute your will, maddened and cruel as it has become. And what of Faramir's fate? Speak not of my boy, Mithrandir. He is dead. Dead! Faramir lives. He is pained and burns with a fever, but he breathes yet. They have but a fire in his flesh, and his breath shall soon be but smoke. All shall burn, Mithrandir. The west too shall burn to ash. Ashes and smoke scattered in the wind. Do not take him from me. He called for me, even now. He calls, but he must seek healing before his life fades, and it still may. Your place is among your people. You must fight for them, Denethor. You know in your heart that this is the truth. My son is gone, and the battle is lost. Maybe not today, nor on the morrow, but we cannot hold forever. Why should I wish to live without him? Should we not come to death as father and son? That is beyond your authority, Denethor. Only the heathen kings of old slew their king to ease the pain of their own ends. Let go of this madness, Denethor. There is much still that you can do for your people. Nay, I have seen far greater than thou knowest, old great fool. Thy hope is not by short-sighted folly. I knew your designs well, Mithrandir. You kept close your halfling, but in our talking he has revealed all the names and purposes of thy companions. With one hand you hold me forth as a shield against Mordor, and with the other you call upon this ranger to usurp me. I will not bow to one from such a fallen house, even if his claim were proven beyond all doubt. What then would you do, Steward of Gondor? I would leave the chair to my son, who would rule of his own design and take no guidance from the queer mind of a wizard. It would seem to me that a steward who surrenders his post in faith would not find the breath of his love or honor abated. And you would not rob Faramir of his choice while his death still remains in doubt? Thou hast stolen the love of my son, and now thou hast stolen the love of my men. But thou cannot defy my will. I shall rule my own end. Come thee hither. Come, if you're not all cowards at the wizard's bidding. Surrender thy torch and be gone. Away, all of you. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if those flames can get us, but so passes Denethor, son of Ectelion. Yeah, maybe those flames could get you. So too pass the days you have known, for both good and ill they are ended. Evil deeds have been done in Rath Dinnet, but let go of the enmity that lies between you now, for it is not but a design of the enemy's will. Remember this, servants of the Lord, blind in your loyalty. Were it not for the treason of Bregdal, Faramir would be burnt as well. Bear away, fallen brother, from this unhappy place, and we shall bear Faramir to a place of rest and peace, or death, if that be his doom. Let us be gone from this place, my friends. Okay, yeah, but before we go, I actually gotta check The robes of the Nazgul. And there should also be a chest in here, yeah. So once again, this happened kind of simultaneously to what transpired before. You gotta remember Gandalf and the Witch King met at the gates of Minas Tirith. Then the Rohirrim arrived, and the Witch King left to fight Théoden. And as Gandalf was ready to pursue, he met Pippin, and Pippin brought him here. So all this kind of was happening at the same time as Théoden was dying. Once again, a compromise. It's kind of difficult to imagine being able to be in both places at once. But this is a very important moment in the story that we could not skip. So what do you have to say for this now? I shall make sure that Faramir sees safe passage from here to the Houses of Healing. Beriathan, you are no doubt needed on the Pelennor. Make haste there, old friend. Let me grab one more screenshot in here. That should be it. So it has come to this. It saddens me to have seen his fall into madness. Denethor was a good man. Okay, now we can leave the instance and continue with the rest of the battle. What is that? Denethor has burnt himself alive? What a terrible tragedy. I am glad that Faramir still lives, be it barely. Now let us hope his wounds can be healed so that the line of stewards does not break. We're going to push through the enemy ranks again and make for the hillock. We could use a distraction so that the full force of the enemy does not rain down upon us. Defeat some enemies upon the battlefield and lessen their numbers. Then we shall make our move. Alright, so we're gonna look for some of the enemies around here. Should be plenty of those in here. There we go. More enemies. 4 of them. Okay, speak with Bregdal now. Good work. It is time to throw ourselves into the fray once again. Perhaps we will meet upon the hillock. Here we are. Now we can talk to Ingbert and proceed with the epic.
We must sweep the enemy from the field.
They did not know what evil force now leads the armies of Mordor? It does not matter, for we will sweep them from the field, whether commander or leaderless. We must return to combat, Beriathan. Speak to me when you are ready to wade once more into battle. Battle, let none stand in our way.
The Witch King of Angmar is slain. The forces of the enemy remain unbroken. Instead of fleeing from the sight of their master's fate, their resolve is strengthened as countless new foes pour forth from his Gilead. What other commander can field such an army as Gondor?
I think we know who is behind all this. I know not who could command such a force in the absence of the Witch King. These fields churned with battle and blood, but we must learn more of this new commander, who could lead so many with nary an ebb in the flow of battle. He shall surely come forth from Osgiliath, as so many of his reinforcements have, but we cannot afford to hold here and allow his forces to overwhelm us. Let us move to a more fortified position and hope that we might learn of his identity. Whoever now commands the forces of the enemy is bold indeed. To pin us between the forces on the field and those out of Osgiliath is wise, but I shall not allow it. Beriathan, we must move now. Eomer rode south towards the hillock. We shall meet him there and make our stand together. We shall not rest until our foes are swept from the field. Hold. Know you these men? Of course. You have discovered Dúven and Théoden scouting a path through the nearby battlefield. Beriathan! It is good to see you, friend, but stay quiet, else those Mumakil might hear us. Another friend of yours, I presume? I am Dúven, and this is Théoden. We are brothers of the Blackroot Vale, and we aim to avenge our fallen. Those Mumakil shall be felled and their riders thrown down, I swear it. Beriathan, I trust in your choice of allies, but how are we to pass that? A massive beast with well nigh a score of men atop it. How can we fell such a foe? Only arrows to the eye can fell those beasts, for their hides are like stone. We have done it before, and we shall do it again. Indeed, while you were away, we slew 4 of them that dared to approach the walls of the city. After I put out this beast's eyes, we can move to York encampment ahead. The Mumakil are far too large to follow us there. We shall blind them and then press our attack from the cover of these orcish tents. Ready, brother? I shall move in first. Of course. Stand back, friends, and let us handle these beasts. Look at me, Beast of Harad. Théoden, now! Brother, what has happened? Dúven, no! One of their arrows. Oh. Dúven. Go, my friend. I shall draw them away. No! Run not to your death! Follow me, you hideous beast. Follow me and die. And there goes Théoden too. As the Mumakil rears and stomps, you hear Théoden scream in the distance and then only silence. Make haste, lest we share their fate. The brothers of Blackroot are slain and the Mumakil are maddened. Flee! Yeah, wait for me, Ingbert. There is time not to mourn until the battle's ending. Orcs ahead, 2 arms. The Momakil have not pursued you, but you have been spotted by orcs for Rohan and Gondor. Now, if you are planning on doing the Throne of Dread Terror raid, this is the moment in the story in which it occurs. Stand down, orc, and your death shall be swift. Ah, one of the horsemen, your steeds have fed me and my works well. Yeah, you shouldn't tell a man of Rohan that. Come, Beriathan, we must press on. See the hillock? We must reach it! Hold, my friend. We cannot go further. Look, one of the enemy's vile beasts feast upon the dead. The mere sight of that black rider fills me with dread. We must travel another way. Lead away. Although so far it doesn't seem like you are taking us to a different path. But I hope you know what you're doing. Look who we have here. Man in shining blue armor and one who looks to be their captain. Prince Imrahil and his Swan Knights battling against the Haradrim. A prince, you say? They're under attack. Let us aid them. Hold fast. We are not yet beaten. Your timing is fortunate, Beriathan. And who is this warrior? The Southrons do not relent. Steady now. Here they come. They have been thrown into a fury. They scream of their king's death. The Haradrim have momentarily stopped their attacks, allowing you a chance to reach the hillock. I am glad we could be of aid to you, Prince Imrahil. I am Rivingard of Rohan, and it seems you know well of my companion. We make for the hillock. Will you join us? Our forces are scattered at best and slain at worst. If victory is to be won, we must follow you to the hillock. Let us go. Let us make haste then, before the enemy's forces overtake our position. Nazgul takes off. Who do we have here? Autolank. Ah! If I...
Have you not heard? The king returns from Minas at long last. The witch king of Angmar is slain. Victory has been won.
You speak only lies. The last king is dead. A wraith wearing a crown is no king.
The stewards are not but pretenders, cowards who deny the might of our king. Eorl, or Tirith, whichever you name it, his claim is unbroken.
So here we have Orlang, as you saw, one of the fallen knights. Mithrander did tell us about him. And we went with him to the old archives.
You have merely battled against a small measure.
Only when the hour is too late shall you understand the horrors that await you. Flee to the evil that spawned you, Wraith, and tell him that Gondor shall not fall. The path is clear, we must move now before our chance is lost. Still, I fear the Wraith threatened cannot be... What that Wraith threatened cannot be so easily dismissed. The Wraith speaks ill of the dead. I shall not believe what he claims. Eorl is lost to the enemy's trickery and to his own brashness. Such troubles are not for this day, when such a battle surrounds us even now. I saw a bold rider of Rohan and his company rush by to the south as we fought on. Eomer, they called him, chanting and slaying as they rode. A great fury had taken him, for he and his kinsmen scream of death and destruction to be done upon our foes. If we are to survive the enemy's renewed strength and the might of Gothmog, we must rally at Eomer's side atop the hillock. Gothmog, these are ill tidings, Beriathan. I have no idea what else he will say. But here we are now at a rider's stand. As you see here, we are surrounded from all sides. The defenders of Minas Tirith, the gates of the city, the Eorl's folk to the north, the Hem's folk to the east, and here the remaining forces, the King's folk and the Swan Knights in the hillock, surrounded in the hillock. What else? As I was telling you, during that instance, it's also the moment in which you are supposed to do, if you are aiming for it, the Throne of the Dread Terror raid. I would like to do it and to include it on this episode, and maybe I will be able to do so with a kin, but I mean, they do run the raid occasionally, but I don't know when. But from what I remember, what happens on that raid that is noteworthy? You fight Rakothas, which is one of the trolls that we found during the defense of Minas Tirith epic battle. And I think his brother is the other troll that killed Elfmar. Thruthar or something like that, I believe he was called. So we fight Rakothas first. Then we fight the three Mumak. The three Mumakil that killed Duilin and Derufin. After that happens, as we progress through the raid, we will witness Grimbold's death. From what I remember, Grimbold will die to a Nazgul, and then we proceed to Badokar, which is a rock mule. And Badokar, I have the feeling that we also met him at some other point, even though at this moment I don't remember exactly when. We also have the Unbroken One, I think it is, which is one of the hardest bosses in the game. Herubrand and Herefara will also die in that raid. Then you fight some Nazgul, and then you confront Gothmog. Gothmog, however, wins because he cannot be killed. Everything he said about Galadir. He traps you on a cage, is about to send you to Minas Tirith, and then Imrahil and Thrym Redbeard come to your rescue. All that happens before you reach the hillock, which is the point at which we are right now. And now that we're in the hillock, let us talk to Eomer and proceed with the epic. We are surrounded, Beriathan, and I believe the rain falls upon our last stand. As I rallied my men about me on the crest of this hillock, an arrow flew upon the height and fell down here. Check his wounds and tell me if he will live, though I fear the worst for him. Yeah, I also do. You examine him closely, but the result is grim. Down here is dead.
That arrow is meant for me. Farewell, Eorl.
That arrow was meant for me, Beriathan. Farewell, down here. I treasure your friendship in death even as I did in life. Give my best to my uncle and my sister when you join them beyond, and tell them I will see them soon. Death called for us, Beriathan. There were Gondorian soldiers fighting alongside us to the north. Find them and render your aid. Here we also have Bregdal. No.
You must do what we can.
Beriathan, we hold a hillock for now. We should be able to keep the enemy at bay from this vantage point for some time. Hope is not lost upon us. Look to the south. Forces gather at Harlond, both from land and water. Great ships have traveled upstream on the Anduin. I do not believe they are friendly. Should we make a charge towards the Harlond? Beriathan, why do you remain so calm? Those ships, if filled with the enemy, would surely turn the tides of battle. We will lose. You tell Bregdal that you will take no more than 2 warriors with you and look into the matter. Secretly, you know that any hope of winning this battle lies upon those ships. Orlong kneels by the body of Heirluin, slain by the enemy. Oh, poor Heirluin. There was nothing I could do, Beriathan. One moment Heirluin was valiantly standing against this great beast of a troll, and the next moment he was dead. My mouth is dry and ashy, but an endless parade of wine bottles will not refresh me. This battle began as a joyous reminder of my youth, but it is that no longer. Nay, it is the bitter taste of old Calimbel that fills my heart now. Heirluin no longer fair. My friend, I will not say farewell. I will keep your memory fresh in my mind for as long as I live, whether that be for my remaining years or until the rain stops. Beriathan, the enemy presses us on all sides. Scout the approaches to the hill for Heirluin if not for me. I would not have them do the same injury to his corpse. The approaches to the hill, like the forces of Mordor fill the plain and smoke burns on the horizon. Come, not afraid of you. Is this another approach? Is this what we're looking for? Doesn't seem to be. From here you see that the enemy horde reaches as far as the Ramas. Yeah, from all sides, basically. Yeah, it's a huge army. We don't stand that much of a chance against them. Not right now. The armies of Mordor fill the field all the way to the river. Now where's Eomer? Oh, okay. There he is. I'll come over. Beriathan, I have seen something that fills my heart with dread. I would not have thought this day could grow any worse. Yet now I see I was a fool to believe it. Look for yourself. My eyes cannot believe what they see, and yet they must. Another player has entered the field of battle, and he has thrown in his lot with Mordor. Look for yourself, Beriathan, and see that of which I speak. Let's take a look. Black sails fly on a river of dread.
Black sails on the river. Corsairs of Umbar approach.
You see them too. Black sails on the river. The corsairs of Umbar approach from the southwest. As you look at Eomer and see that he's bearing his eyes, you almost tell him that the ships are not sailed by corsairs, for the corsairs are slain and their leader Balahor will scourge no more. But then doubt gnaws in your mind. Aragorn intended to bring the ships north to Minas Tirith, but what if some evil befell him upon the river? What if some design of Sauron's lay in wait, ready to ensnare the Great Company and their allies? You hold your tongue and seek to master your own mountain doubt and fear. And well, what better way of dealing with those feelings of dread than to fight the enemy? Let us look for them. Bit more foes on the hillock. Yeah, let us do it. Defeat even more foes on the hillock. Here they come, more of them. Yeah. Let me just grab a pic of Eomer really quick. He's ready for his final stand, presumably. Beriathan, at last our fortunes change. I would not have believed it had I not seen it with my own eyes. The banner of the White Tree! The ship that come now on the river are for Gondor. Friends unlooked for have come to our aid. We must break through the lines of the enemy while they are distracted by the ships. Jump onto the horse just to the northeast and ride to the ruin of Pel Dúven to meet these new arrivals, or take to the Quays of Harlond to ease their disembarking. The Quays it is for us. So, this one should also be really simple. Let us go.
Aragorn has made his way up the Anduin with an army of men ready to fight for Gondor. Now is the time to help lead Aragorn's forces to Pelennor and turn the tides of battle.
Okay, so we got some of the deeds as usual, but let us go. Dwarves are not meant to sail on ships.
Paths cross again. I trust our entrances remain unnoticed. Tell me of the situation as we make our way through Harlond.
Your command, my king. Oh, Halbarad, Théoden, and Eorl here.
Eorl here. We head for the southern gate of the Rhombus. Quickly now.
Do not let them reach the land. Yeah, good luck fighting against all these guys. Look like this welcoming post has turned into a blockade. Stop them from entering the city.
Keep up the pace. Press onwards.
Come on, guys. Don't stay behind. Here we go against these guys. A blockade?
Clear a path. If all of Harlond was blockaded like this, it will take far too long to join the battle. I shall lead a charge to Pelennor, making way through the breach in the Rhombus you told me about. Take you and your fellows through Harlond and open that gate. It will be quickest for the rest of my men to enter the field from that point, once the port is clear. Let us move out. Keep your wits about you.
I'm glad to see that LOTRO is doing alright.
Good luck.
Alright, yeah. I'll make sure to clear the way for you through the ports. Why is Eorl not with me? I'm not sure, but well, here we go. Where is Kalmok and his squadron supposed to be? Ah, over there. As you make towards the gate, the screeching of a fell beast can be heard from above.
I came to greet the Corsairs of Umbar. Instead, what do I find? Insolent stories. Wretched usurpers. How did this come to be? You refuse to answer for your crimes. I will make you pay for riding the ships of Umbar. Make sure not one of these defiants leave the port. I am needed in battle.
This'll be swift. Yeah, this'll be swift indeed. Defeated Kalmok and his squadron. That was great. Where's the chest? Great work for Gondor. This way to battle.
Go take charge of my men. The success of this assault is critical. Help Gimli and Halbarad defeat orcs along the routes.
Yeah, sure.
Those fiends must not ambush the rest of my men as they make haste through Harlond. I am counting on you all.
Here for a friendly wager. Let's see who fells more orcs. Accept your challenge. Let it come. If any of you lot try to run away, I'll have your heads. Yeah, can I get into the competition, please? Feeling very confident today. And it's been a long time since last I fought alongside Gimli or Halbarad. Okay, here they come, more of them. Try to be stealthy, but you can. Make them scatter like the snakes they are. Yeah, I can do that. It is good to fight by your side. Yeah, the same. I mean, I know... Well, I suppose, Halbarad was talking to Gimli, but yeah, it's still good fighting alongside Gimli. And Halbarad too. So who won? I think I won. That is the last of the orcs along the wall, since the enemy is afraid of us. And they should be. I lost count of how many orcs we slew, but I think Halbarad and I tied. Yeah, and I won. You tied at 0, and I won. Halbarad has agreed to have a rematch on the battlefield. Legolas went off to fight some Mumakil. I would be surprised if he didn't welcome your assistance. You might find him towards the west, where Aragorn ran off to earlier. Good luck. Yeah, now that you don't have me there interrupting you, I'm sure you can have a friendly competition between you both. The field is even among you now. Now that I'm not there taking all the fun with me. So do let me know who wins at the end of it. Well, who comes in second, because I know I'm gonna win. Okay, so here you can see the Mumakil we were looking for. Legolas is gonna be really close to this big guy. Ah yeah, there he is. With Elodan and Eorl here, this is gonna be interesting. Help us arrive. Now is our chance to attack. Yeah, I cannot tell you how many of these guys I have defeated. Starting to think I could have done this maybe on level or even tier 2. Thank you for your assistance. You are an even more adept warrior than last we met. Yeah, I run a lot. Illidan has noticed an enemy fortification spanning the river to the east. Go and claim it while we flank the Haradrim forces to the north. Quickly now. Alright, we shall see you again soon. Yeah, the fortification in the river is here alongside the road. To the northeast towards the Pelennor Fields. Come, Garlic, let us go. Look who we have here.
The end has come for you. My brethren, we have fled the battle, but I remain. I stand here with no orders, only to see you pay for what you have done to the causes of Umbar. In another life, I once called Umbar my home. Those men, my lineage failed me. That fault lies on me.
Okay, let's see how hard is this guy truly. Not too much, actually. The corruption doesn't even do much.
Defeat. Minas Morgul beckons me.
And we just gotta meet with Aragorn on the hill. This hill, actually.
Victory is at hand. Hope does not deceive me. Aragorn! We meet again, as I said we would at the homeland. Not even the hosts of Mordor could deny this. As you spoke it then, you speak it now. Never was a meeting of friends indeed more joyful, nor more timely. Much grief and loss has befallen us. You come none too soon. Then let us finish this day. We shall avenge our people together.
Had you known all along that Aragorn was to join us here? I say you know how to keep a secret, man. Yeah, I do. Was kinda difficult, but I did. We must keep pressing forward. Time is not on our side. If we give the enemy time to regroup and catch their breath, they will return in even greater number. I know I can count on you to keep morale high, my friend. Yeah, you always can, Aragorn, of course. Ah, great. Let us continue. My poor, foolish, brave sons are gone, Beriathan. Duilin and Théoden, though reckless, did not deserve death. Slain by the very beasts they trained to kill. Duin here falters his words as he tries to hold back tears. I love them as any good father should. How will I be able to bring such news to Rosfin? This weight is heavy upon me. Tears roll down his cheeks. I am really sorry for your loss, Duin here. At least they have been avenged, but I know that cannot give you back your sons, so I hope... I'm with you on this grief, even though I'm not sure how to bear it with you, but nothing else I can do for the time being. Okay. There is still a battle to be won. So there is time to accompany Duin here on his grief later. For now, we gotta keep fighting. I have watched the tides of battle turn from atop the hillock. Quickly, let us regroup at the ruined farm of Pel Dúven, just west of here. Ah yeah, it's just west of here. Interesting. The Great Company has come to Pelennor, and they make safe the ruin of Pel Dúven.
Meet once again.
We meet once again, Beriathan, and in battle. We were born on the wind, and I held the unfurling of my standard for the very last moment. I knew the sight of the black sails must cause despair to rise in the hearts of the city's defenders, but I hoped to catch the enemy off guard in the confusion that followed the banner's unfurling. And so it was. The white tree is for Gondor, but it was surrounded by 7 stars and with a crown above, and they are for Elendil. The sigil has not been seen by the forces of Mordor for a great many years, and seeing it again must fill them with fear and confusion.
Some of the orcs lie in wait, feigning death.
We disembarked at Harlond and came to the ruins of this farm to establish a foothold on the Pelennor. The battle had already swept through this area and left many bodies behind, and now it proceeds on the outskirts of the ruins. This battle tide has had a regrettable effect, Beriathan, for not all of the bodies that litter the farm are truly dead. Some of the orcs lie in wait, feigning death, and spring up to surprise the unwary. We have already suffered some injuries from these play-acting corpses. Examine some of the bodies and ensure they are truly dead. It will not do to suffer any more losses from these treacherous ambushers. Pel Dúven, of course, that big farm to the south. You remember we rescued a farmer from here? Well, not rescued exactly, but we convinced him to evacuate. And now we see how right we were. He would not have survived in here. We also have Halbarad and Aragorn. And of course Minas Tirith on the background, which is always a nice view to have. This orc is not feigning death. What about this one? The orc snarls a challenge and leaps to his feet. Radanir, are you okay? I already killed that one. The sun shines through the darkened skies of Mordor. We shall be victorious on this day. Have you seen that some of the enemy's numbers flee to battle? The orcs are fleeing. Still, there are many of the enemy that stand their ground. We must now see this battle through. I shall meet you at Minas Tirith when the fighting here has waned. Yeah, that's gotta be it basically for Bregdal's questline. Who else do we need to fight or find around here? Okay, talk to Radanir. There we go.
I was wounded not long after we arrived. Cowardly corpse.
I was wounded not long after we arrived here, Beriathan. Some cursed orc was pretending to be dead, and he leapt up and gave me a good slide with his serrated blade. I repaid him in kind, but I will live and he will not. There he lies and pretends no more. Dark-hearted villain, cowardly corpse. You hear a great commotion coming from the northwest? Coronir is shouting at a frightened Gondorian man, and Halbarad seeks to restrain him. Easy, Coronir. Let the man have some room to breathe. Control yourself, my friend. Halbarad sees you approach and calls to you quickly. Beriathan, I could use your help learning what has transpired. Coronir is beside himself with anger, and I fear what he might do if we cannot calm him down and quickly. This man spews lies, Beriathan. We have come to the aid of this city, and he repays us with poisonous and treacherous slander. I would have his head for the things he has said. He is lucky that Halbarad stays my hand, or I would put an end to his vile whisperings. I came through the gates onto the Pelennor to fight alongside my brothers and the rest of the city guard, and slew more than my share of orcs and the evil men that fight with them. Great deeds were done, and I dare say we could have had victory even without the arrival of this man and his ranger king. But the press of battle moved us hither and thither, and my contingent of soldiers soon found itself back to back with these rangers. We fought against the orcs for some minutes and shared our names as soldiers do. The bond that is formed in battle between men on the same side is a strong one, and blood spilled in battle unites men like nothing else. That is when I learned that I and my brothers were fighting alongside a ranger named Galadir. Galadir! I knew the name well, for had it not been in the conversation of every man in the garrison? Hated Galadir, Ranger of the North and friend of Gothmog, commander of the enemy forces? Yes, it was the very name. Almigil has regained some of his courage and stands tall. Well, I made it not secret what I thought of him. I told him that he fought on the wrong side and that he would find his orc friends elsewhere on the field. I told him he should do us all a favor and cast himself upon his own sword, and so repent of the dark bond he shares with Gothmog. I tell him the same were he here right now, and regret nothing. When men such as he join hands with evil ones such as Gothmog, they deserve nothing but the curses of good-hearted soldiers, and that is what he had for us. I do not know where he has gone. He has likely gone to join his friend Gothmog and do some harm to the city or its defenders. I do not doubt it is so, and if this ranger thinks otherwise, then he is a fool. Lies! Listen to those slanderous lies, Beriathan, and tell me that this man should not pay for such vile utterances. You put a hand on Coronir's shoulder and tell him quietly that Gothmog is another name for Tirith of Angmar, and that you have no reason to doubt he shares some connection with Galadir as a result of their experiences in Khazad Dûm. All of the fight and bluster departs from Coronir then, and he sinks to one knee. Coronir's anger departs, replaced with a haunted visage. How can this be? Tirith was slain. He was finally slain and Galadir was free of him. We have to find Galadir, Beriathan. These men of Gondor may have worked some tragic mischief with their words, but it might still be prevented. Tell me when you are ready to go, and we will set forth in search for him. We have to find Galadir. I hope only that we are not too late.
We have to find Galadir before it is too late.
Let us go, Coronir. Amegil did not repent of the words he spoke to Galadir, but he did tell me which way he seemed to go. Here, to this encampment of orcs. We may yet find Galadir if we hurry.
Quickly, we may not have much time.
Urgrath. Ah, there we go.
Run away, little man. I will not run from the light. That is a pity. I could use the sport. I have ended the lives of so many. You will not survive this encounter. Perhaps not. But I will be satisfied to give my last, removing you and your master from this world!
Galadir.
Poor fool.
Foolish? I do not think so. My old friend. I was tormented by Tirith for years. At last I will escape him and go beyond his reach.
Despite his broken body, Galadir smiles at you. So, I had just realized this right now, but Galadir, well, of course, is fighting a Thrugrad, which is the troll that killed Elfmar. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the brother to Rakothas. I might be wrong on that regard, but what I have just realized is how Galadir died, how that mirrors Théoden's death, and how after these two men die, basically trampled under a heavy weight, that wraith that was taunting them is defeated. That cannot be a coincidence. This was totally intentional, and the LOTRO team do have a great talent of mirroring the stories without it feeling like just a blatant copy. And it does feel authentic to the world and to their own storytelling. Kudos for that. I am satisfied, Beriathan. If the Gondorians know of what they speak, then my death will see Mordred defeated. Horonir, my friend, when this war is over, I ask that you ensure safety for Wenda. Galadir is quiet for a long moment. When he finally speaks again, it is for the last time. He is gone. I do not know what to do, Beriathan. We cannot stay here. Friends gather to remember Galadir, but there is little time to mourn.
It was an honor to call him friend.
Galadir has had his vengeance, and now he will have his rest. None have earned it so well as he. He endured so much in the high chambers of Cardoom and in the months since he escaped that city, but he was never free of the false king until today. No man here would have questioned his loyalty if he chose to remain in the north. Each of us would have understood, knowing what he suffered, and knowing that it was enough. But Galadir knew his duty and did not seek to count it fulfilled by his hardship. Nay, he journeyed with the great company all the same. It was an honor to call him friend.
My heart desires to mourn Galadir. There is no time for that now.
I will not say that Galadir should not have come on this road, Beriathan. I will not shame his memory by wishing that he had stayed behind. It was his duty as he saw it, and he performed it with dignity and without question. He will always have my gratitude, but I keenly feel the sorrow of his loss. My heart desires to mourn Galadir, but I know that there is no time for that now. The battle continues, heartlessly, never caring for the friends we have lost. That is one of its cruelest hurts, that we must set aside our grief and go on, lest we lose that for which they fought.
I cannot believe he is gone.
I spent so much time on his journey worrying about what he was feeling and worrying about what he had endured, that I gave little thought to myself, but now there is just emptiness. What do I do now? You take Coronir's arm and speak your own quiet words. Words of grief, words of comfort, and words of duty. None hear them but Coronir, and when you finish, he nods. You have seen sorrow too, Beriathan. I hear it in your words. I will think on what you have said, and I thank you for saying it. But Aragorn is right. The battle rages, and I will not wait for us.
It is time.
What does it mean to fight, Beriathan? I will fight to honor the sacrifice of those who no longer can, to honor that for which they fought. I will take the field with you, and I will make the enemy remember my fallen friends. Tell me when you are ready, and we will make them fear us. Let us take the field, Beriathan, for Galadir.
Fight onward. The battle is not yet ended.
Beriathan, I have not seen you since the morning, and I fear the worst. We have a brief reprieve for now, but it will not last long. I have seen such horrors, so many good men lost.
There's been so much death today.
fight until my chief tells me to stop.
My own king fell on this field, and now I have nothing.
We will fight for him, my Warden, until this land is made safe. The time for such questions is over, my new friend. Our enemies try another assault.
This young ranger, this Halros, is able to do his duty without questioning it? Did I ever have that strength? I know that is what is expected of me, and I came here to prove it, but if I was more like him, would I be able to fight on this field without regret? It weighs me down even as I know why I must fight. But so many have died and still the hosts of Mordor pour into the plain. I thought I could protect Nona and our child from harm, but I see now that there is no hope of that. There are too many evils arrayed against us. Your limbs are held by a powerful force and you are unable to move.
Think the tide had turned. The might of Mordor was not thwarted. It was merely redirected. Kill them all. Show great strength, but it will not matter.
You ready for a rematch? Third one's the charm. You're not getting away this time, Krungam.
My death means nothing.
You're sure? It means a whole lot to me.
I've inflicted what hurts I could. And that fills me with gladness as I die.
That's for Fast Trade and for Lay of Dag. Krungam has been defeated at long last. I could not move, Beriathan. It was felt sorcery and I was powerless. Orn's breath comes raggedly and there are tears in his eyes. Halros sprang to my defense and took the blows that were meant for me. He died in my place. There was nothing I could do. There is no time to mourn, Beriathan. We have to find Aragorn, for I fear he has gotten too far ahead and may become surrounded by his foes if we do not aid him. Let us go, Kalinglad, you're right.
You are a long way from home, and do not turn. Who are these others? And why have you come?
These are my friends and my kin.
That we are.
We have come by dangerous roads to put an end to you and your evil.
I am afraid you have wasted a journey, for I cannot be ended. My will is tethered to the pitiful ranger Galatir, and to this world. While he lives, I cannot be slain. What is this?
You are a fool, no matter what name you wear.
Explain yourself before you die.
Galadir is slain. He came south to the aid of Aragorn, our chief. He felled the Olog Thrugraf and died.
No! He suffered such grief! How can it be? How did he muster the strength to come forth?
Servant of Sauron, hearken to me. There is no future for you, or for your master. You know my name, and the name of my mighty ancestor. So too do I know yours. But hearken to me, Gothmog, and Mordorith, and Earl. I have come out of the years of darkness to defy your master and all for which he stands. Sauron will fall, and Mordor will perish, and you will know the darkness of true oblivion. The dawning of a new age is upon us. Begone, for there is no place in it for such as you. Begone! Halbarad, my loyal friend.
I am glad I was able to see.
And thus died Halbarad, Ranger of the North, Commander Esteldean, leader of the Grey Company, protecting his king. He died glad, as you saw. There is too much sorrow in this field, Beriathan. Gothmog flees, and my anger will follow him. But this is not the day he will pay for the hurts he has caused us. Let us make for the city, Beriathan. I have lost too many friends today.
We have the victory, but it has cost us so much.
The battle is over, save for a few pockets of fighting on the outskirts of the Pelennor. Even those will soon be done. We have achieved victory this day, but it has cost us so much.
The city stands, and Gondor remains unbound.
Alright, we're gonna leave that epic for later. And this one too, we're gonna check that one for later, because we also have to talk to Bregdal here. Many have been slain this day, but we fought valiantly. No life lost was in vain. Now the task begins to prepare for what is to come next. The fires of Mount Doom still glow from behind of the mountains of Mordor. What the Dark Lord has planned, I do not know. But I can say for certain that we must do all within our power to stop his plans. We have the riders. Ulf, are you okay?
Our mission is dire.
What a day this has been, Beriathan. Our foes were without end, and yet we triumphed against them. Leofdag is avenged, and my brothers and I can now rest without the fear of a traitor lurking among the ranks of our people. Out from the darkness, a new dawn has burst forth, but what it shall bring? I know not. Our rest is well earned, but we cannot linger long while the enemy contemplates his defeat. Another battle lies just beyond the horizon. I only hope we are prepared.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
So this is the great ram the enemy used to penetrate the gates of the city? It is both impressive and dreadful, a masterwork of the enemy's evil. We could not have defeated the traitor without your aid, my friend. I am gladdened that dear Leofdag is avenged, and that another enemy of our people lies broken on the field. Does the light burn your eyes too, Beriathan? In our journey to the fields, I had begun to wonder if the skies would ever clear again. Let us hope that it promises better days to come.
Thank you for your help.
Ah, Beriathan. It is good to see you here at the battle's ending. Leofdag's murderer is slain, and the day is won. My brothers and I felled this troll as it made for the gate of the city, but I am afraid my strength is spent. Worry not for me. It is nothing that rest and healing cannot cure. Once we see the rest of the field swept of foes, I shall take a trip to the baths or to a fine bed. When next the battle calls to us, I trust you shall fight at my side. There we go. So the Riders 3 also survived the battle. With some injuries, of course, but we did it. Not only that, we avenged the Leofdak's murder, we defeated Krungam, and we avenged Fastred. And we survived the Battle of Pelennor Fields as well, but of course, a lot of people died. Here you can see Dúin here, mourning for his sons. Gléowain and Éomer, mourning for Théoden. At this point in time, they should already know that Éowyn has survived. Lothrandir and Kalinglad mourning for Alros and for Halbarad. Horn mourning for Halros too. I think we have not seen yet the last of Horn. I think that will come with this as we begin the next part of the epic, because there is still something else to be said about Horn. As a matter of fact, I have in here my copy of Return of the King, because I was checking the Song of the Mount of Mundburg, composed by Gléowain. It's a really long song, and well, no, let me actually read a little bit of the paragraph before it. Many others were hurt or maimed or dead upon the field. The axes hewed Forlong as he fought along and unhorsed, and both Dúilin of Morthond and his brother were trampled to death when they assailed the Mumakil, leading their bowmen close to shoot at the eyes of the monsters. Neither Hirluin the Fair would return to Penath Gelling, nor Grimbold to Grimslade, nor Halbarad to the Northland's dour-handed ranger. No few had fallen, renowned or nameless, captain or soldier, for it was a great battle, and the full count of it no tale has told. So long afterward, a maker in Rohan said in his Song of the Mounts of Mundburg. And once again, the song is quite long, but the important part for us right now is this one. There Théoden fell, Thengling mighty, to his golden halls and green pastures in the northern fields, never returning. High Lord of the host, Harding and Guthlaf, Dunhere and Deorwina, Doughty Grimbold, Hedefar and Herubrand, Horn and Fastred, fought and fell there in far country. In the Mount of Mundburg under Maldil they lie, with their league fellows, lords of Gondor. Neither Hirluin the Fair to the hills by the sea, nor Forlong the Old to the flowering vales, ever to Arnak to his own country returned in triumph, nor the tall bowmen Derofin and Dúilin to their dark waters, mares of Morthond under mountain shadows. Death in the morning and at day's ending, lords took and lowly, long now they sleep under grass in Gondor by the great river. So I think this mentions all of the soldiers that died. So what do we know? Forlong, I think we didn't see him die, but we did see him fall. We did see him by the corpse of Hirluin. Dúilin and Derofin, of course, we saw them die, trampled by the Mumakil. Halbarad, we witnessed as well. Théoden, Harding we didn't see, nor Guthlaf. But we saw the corpse of Dunhere and Deorwina. Grimbold, who dies during the Throne of Dread terror raid, as well as Hedefar and Herubrand. Horn and Fastred. Fastred dying during one of the confrontations with Krungam. And Horn is standing right there, but we'll get an explanation for that. But the fun fact here is, if you tell Halros to stay in the Shire, which is something that you can do at level 65, 40 levels ago, and almost 2 volumes away, if you tell Halros to stay, there will be no one to take Horn's blow for him, and Horn will die. Physically die. But I also enjoyed how the devs were able to give 2 different endings for it and still somewhat be able to stay in line with the lore. Who else we have in here? Hirluin, of course, Forlong, Derofin and Dúilin, Halbarad, and of course Halros. So yeah, this is the end of the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. What do you want me to tell you? I think the LOTRO team did a superb job at this. neither the Battle of Helm's Deep nor the defense, the Siege of Minas Tirith, is as good as the Battle of Pelennor Fields. I do like to do this battle in one sitting, because that way you get the full scope of the battle. I was a little thrown off guard when I lost my connection in the middle of Silent Street. It was a shame, but that was sadly beyond my control. However, I do still remember how I felt last time I did this, when I was indeed able to do this in one full sitting. And it was an amazing experience, because we also had some hiccups there looking for Bregdal. I wasn't paying all the attention to that. I should have. Apologize for that. But the thing is that, God, is this battle epic. And does it do justice to what, not only to what the books told us, but also to what everything the game has been building up until this point. With the characters they introduced on their own, like doing here, Halros, Golodir, and Gothmog. What they did with Gothmog and how this ties up here in the battle is amazing. Aragorn and Gothmog's confrontation, my god. How amazing was that? Of course, Gothmog fled and we have not seen the last of him yet. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the only loose end left after the battle. What happened to Gothmog? And don't you worry, we'll get to there eventually. But for now, we have to deal with the aftermath of this battle, which is no small task. That, however, will need to come on the next episode, because we have already taken enough time today. But I wanted to end today's episode with some words, some reflection of what we just witnessed, what we just experienced. And trust me, experiencing this on your own, playing this, is a whole other experience. I remember the first time I played this, when it was released, I was not that impressed. Maybe I had insane expectations for this battle, but when I revisited later with other characters, I did enjoy it a lot more. You also gotta appreciate as well how cinematic this battle is, with the cutscenes during the charge of the Rohirrim, Théoden's death, Galadir's death, all those close shots of all those characters. I mean, there were a lot of cool shots during those cutscenes, and that also shows how they upped the production value of this battle. The fact that you have 3 instances and a raid happening during this battle also shows you how big this conflict is. Once again, I hope I will be able to record the raid at some point and maybe add this to the episode. We're over 2.5 hours already, so I'm not sure if I would be adding the raid to the episode or not. But the fact that you can do all that in the battle, and it all feels rewarding. I mean, I could basically stay here a few more minutes talking about how good this battle was and how much I enjoy it, but I think you get the idea by now. And I think, yeah, this is the perfect point to end today's episode. So once again, thank you so much for watching today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. I hope you enjoyed. I know I did. And I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.